Good morning. All right. Today we're going to do a lesson on solar power. Our objective question for today is ask and answer questions to demonstrate an understanding of a text referring explicitly to the text as the basis for the answer. So on the board I have the two words written, solar power. So think about solar power with your partner for about a minute. Turn and talk to each other. What do you think solar power might be?
Solar power is like a bunch of energy that's about like oil. Solar power is solar power by itself without like an engine. It's like fuel for solar power. So it's
Great job. Alright, I'm going to pull out the random sticks and see who's going to come up and write one word that you and your partner discussed about what solar power is. Allison, you're lucky number one. You will grab a marker and write one word that you think what you think solar power is. You can write a couple words to a sentence, just not anything long. Okay? Energy. Madison says it's energy.
I know one.
Matthew, you're next. Would you like to come up to the board and write?
This one.
What do you think solar power is? Alana, you're next, okay? So you can come up, stand up here. Electricity. Why? Just a line. Great, no, perfect. Alana, what do you think solar power is? Kaylee, you're next. Come up to the board. Ooh, it is power. Where do you think the power comes from? Sun. I'm sorry, that. Come on over this side. Michael. He's right there. He's not here today.
He's like small.
Oh wait, Michael's here. Come up to the board and change seats. Beat from the sun. Great. How would you come write it on the board? Got it. Write it there too.
What do you say?
You could take your journal up to the board and write it.
To the bottom.
Madeline, you're next. Energy from. Oh wow. Great job. Energy from the sun. Called photons. Great. That's a big word. Photons. Madeline. Donovan, you're next.
Oh, yes.
Donovan. We have three words. Kaylin, you can be after Donovan, so you can wait in line. And Hannah, you're after Donovan. After Kaylin. And that will cover 10 students. Sources from the air and space. Good. All right, Donovan. I know you've been anxiously waiting. See what you have for us. to make something. What do you think it makes? The words on light and there's the energy. That's what I was looking for. You're right, Hannah. Power, yeah. The light from the earth. Oh, the light from the solar panels? Where could you see a solar panel at?
Like on the roofs.
Good. Excellent. You're way ahead of the game. We're going to be talking about that.
Wait, that's what I was talking about with David.
Good job. Cancel, please. Thank you. All right. So this is our word splash, and we came up with awesome definitions. If you like, please, of what solar power could be. We said it's energy from the sun, and it's caused by solar panels, and it's the heat, and it's to make something. So we're going to refer back to our word splash at the end of the lesson to see if we learned anything more about solar power. So now you're going to turn into your Reading Wonders book to page 388. And we're going to quickly review the vocabulary words. Alright, so I'm going to fun little PowerPoint for the vocabulary words. So our first word is energy. Why do you think I put a picture of the sun there for energy? Kendall. Kendall, why do you think I put a picture of the sun for energy? You don't know? Do you want to call a friend for help? Call a friend. Alright, Abby, what do you think? Good. So our definition of energy is the ability to do work, and it's a power source. What do you think the sun provides us? Kyle. It provides us heat, and what else so we can see? And some Kyle has this. Starts with an L. Light. Awesome. Our next word is natural. Who would like to describe why I have a picture of cotton and it's natural? Sarah.
It's natural.
Yeah, what is made of cotton, you think? You have a cotton plant, awesome. I'm pretty sure some of your shirts are made of cotton. If you feel your shirt, it's made of natural cotton. Yeah. There's too much side talking. Thank you. Alright, pollution. Has anybody ever seen pollution when they've walked around in a park? Yeah, Dominic. What do you think pollution does to our earth?
Makes it like smell bad or be
Yeah,
hard.
it's harmful. Madeline, what do you think?
You put trash on the ground, it breaks our field around our earth.
It does, so it's not.
You want to know why that shield is around us? Well, because if someone breaks that shield apart, then the sun will get, the earth will get so hot and you will die.
It's true. Hannah, this is what Hannah wrote on the board. It says light being made from solar panels. So this house has a different type of roof, and these are called solar panels. And these are used to produce light, which produces electricity in the house to run your washing machine, to run your lights, the TV that we watch all of our TV shows on. And to produce means to make something. next word is renewable. Has anybody ever renewed something which could be made new again through like recycling? Haley, what about you? A water bottle. So you've refilled a water bottle before? Because it's renewable. What about you, Kyle?
Stuff.
Good. Alright, hands down. We're gonna move on to the next word. Replace. It's to fill in the place of something old. Who's ever replaced a light bulb before? Raise your hand if you've replaced a light bulb with your parents. Can I have one student? I'm gonna call on the quietest student. Adina, can you name something that you've replaced before? A light bulb can replace your tennis shoes. Can you use tennis shoes?
No.
A water filter. Can you use the Brita filters? Your socks. You can replace socks. Awesome. Clothes. Sources. Sources where something comes from or it begins. So, what's our source of energy and light in the world? Anybody know what our source of energy and light is? Michael. The sun. Great. So solar power is an example of a source. Traditional. It means according to customs or something traditional that you use to provide electricity. Does anybody know what that is in the picture? It's a little bit dark.
That's a rabbit.
No, it's not a rabbit.
That's a frog.
Dominic? Madison, what do you think it is? No, it's not an animal. It's a type of rock that starts with a C.
Crumble.
Hayden. Dominic, no.
Is that like a Z or a C?
A C. It's if you're naughty at Christmas time, what does Santa give you? Oh. So this is cool, and it's used on trains to power trains as electricity. Okay. Alright, now we're going to flip our page in our book. And we're going to take turns, and I'm going to be calling on the quietest students to be reading. And I expect it to be everyone, so I'm hoping to use the random six so I don't have to call on the quietest. Okay. So while we read, we're going to be thinking of questions we can ask ourselves about the story. We're going to be thinking about questions that we can ask ourselves, like what is the heading? What are the captions? What is the sidebar? How do the pictures help us draw out details to think critically about the text? And why it is an expository. The genre of the story is expository. Why is it an expository text? Alright? So, I'm going to have to first. Erin, would you like to continue to start reading on page 91 at the beginning? Petroleum. Alright, let's go back to this traditional. So in the text, it said coal, petroleum, and other natural gases are fossil fuels. They are traditionally used as energy sources. So we can refer back to our picture and know that that's important as a detail. Think critically that coal and all that gases are used as a source of energy. Alright, Leo, can you continue reading what these fuels have from? question after reading this page, a question that they might have thought of that they might not know, and that we might find out in the story on the next couple of pages? Madeline.
Sometimes energy can because it goes through the earth and gets to the earth.
So you want to know, does energy run out? Good. Maybe we'll figure that out. So let's look for details in the text that might help us figure out, does energy run out? Madison, what question do you have? Yeah, what does alternative mean? Does anybody know what the word alternative means? You might be able to answer this now. Alternative means something different, something else. So instead of, it's like an alternative book. So if you were going to read another book in the library and then you picked the other one, you read the alternative book, the other book. Okay, so we're going to look at the caption. What is the caption on this page? Keelan, what's the caption? What's the caption here? It's in big blue font, big bold blue font. Energy today. And how did that energy today help us know what we were about to read in those next couple of paragraphs? Really? What did it tell us about energy? It can be now. Good. All right, we're going to flip to the next page on 392. I don't see any there. Okay. Let's see who I'm going to have read cheaper and cleaner. So that's our caption. Let's think about what this might be about. What do you think cheaper and cleaner is going to be about? I'm going to have... Sarah, would you like to continue reading? Cheaper and cleaner? Awesome. And did this picture help you understand what a solar panel is?
Yes.
Yes, it helped me. Does anybody's house have solar panels? Madeline? You have a solar panel in your house? Awesome. I don't have them.
I have one because I live in a trailer. I have to have some of them. I have 6 of them.
Awesome.
I have 3 on one side and 3 on the other.
Good.
I can have Wi-Fi.
Oh. Okay. So now we're going to look at this image that I have on the board. This is called a sidebar. Can everybody say sidebar?
Sidebar.
Let's point to it. I'm going to read what a sidebar is. Alright. Go sunshine. Renewable energy is where it's at, and solar power is at the top of our list. Here are the top reasons why solar energy is so hot. solar power is cheaper than fossil fuels. What were our fossil fuels that we read on the first page? Hermione, what were the fossil fuels? I know we have a picture of one. Hayden, what were our fossil fuels? Can you read that out loud? Good. So we have coal, petroleum, and other natural gases. And it's renewable. Renewable is one of our vocabulary words. What does that word mean again? Action. What does the word renewable mean? You can reuse it again and again. So solar panels are good for that. Our next reason is it doesn't cause pollution and it's good for the environment. So when you're driving in your car, or you're not driving, your parents are driving, does gas sometimes let off like sort of like a our gas runs out and it runs out into the earth. That sometimes causes pollution, but solar panels and electric cars, they don't. They are natural to our earth. Power from the sun is always available. Is the sun out every day?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
It is. Every time you wake up in the morning, most of the time the sun's out, and then when you go to bed, the sun's down.
Yeah, but it's like rotating. Like the world is rotating this way, which makes us in space. And you guys
Alright. We're not going to keep calling out. Thank you. Alright, our next one is solar power is natural. So the sun is a natural source from the earth, and we are able to use it. Solar energy can do just about everything that fossil fuels can do. Everyone should use solar power. It's good news for the planet. Okay, so now you're going to turn and talk to your solar partner and ask yourself, why is solar power a good source of energy? Now, turn and talk to your solar partner. Five, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. Alright. I have Tamaya share what you and Sarah talked about. What do you guys think? Why do you guys think solar power is a good source of energy? Would you like to call a friend for help? How about Michael? He seems like he knows. Michael, what do you and ask him about? Great answer. I like all your detail in your sentence. Okay, then I have Haley. Continue reading the future. You're going to read to the end. Starting that more companies are turning. So think about your caption and what the future might mean in the story. we put in our cars and screens and all that, and it might go strictly to solar power. Because we've seen a lot of commercials on TV that like go green, right? So this contributes to going green. So now we're going to look at our essential question of the day in the book. Our essential questions are, what are different kinds of energy? I'm going to call on 3 students, the 3 quietest students, to give me what are different kinds of energy. And this entire text talks about energy because it says, here comes solar power. Haley, what is one example of an energy? Air. Air can give us energy because we saw those fans and the turn ones, right? Kyle. The sun. The sun. The sun is a great source of energy. That's what we stretched out our entire story about. That says, goes sunshine. Matthew. Oh. Running energy, like if you run, yeah, ourselves, we can cause like our energy of like when we run in sports, but what's a natural energy that we get, that we read about in our story? You're right, like, yeah, we read about wind, but Haley already said wind. Abby, what do you think?
I think,
Sunlight. Yeah, we read our whole story about sunlight that produces energy, and that sunlight is natural and renewable. Yeah, exactly, Dominic. Coal is a source of energy. There's lots of sources of energy that are natural and that come from natural gases and fuels. Okay, we're going to turn our page in our book to where it says ask and answer questions. Alright, so in the text, we asked ourselves and we answered questions. One question that I asked myself when I was reading it was, what are fossil fuels? But before anybody looks at the answer, can anybody tell me what fossil fuels are? Did you figure out what I wrote? Shannon, what are fossil fuels? There's bees? Okay. We'll come back to it. Okay? You're okay. What are fossil fuels? Brittany, do you know what fossil fuels are? They do our energy. What were some of the examples that we had? Start with the C. Coal is a fossil fuel. So, in the text, if you turn back to page 391, turn back to page 391, it reads, most factories, homes, and cars run on fossil fuels. They come from deep under the Earth's surface and are running out. So that's why we have to start using sunlight. The answer to my question is that fossil fuels come from the Earth, and they will not always be here. So they're running out and they won't always be there. So that's why we're using new things such as solar power. Alright, now with your solar partners, think about one question about solar power that you have while reading the text and find text to support your answer. So work with your solar partner to find one question that you may have had in a text sentence that supported your answer. How would you ask it with your solar partner to find text to support your answer? Just drop your social media it's still working. Yeah, ask me questions. We'll be okay. We'll listen to the story, I promise, okay? Alright, 5, 4. Great job becoming quiet after 4. Okay, so you guys just talked and supported your answers. I heard some great responses from each of you of supporting your answers through the text. And what questions you had about solar power. So remember, while reading text, you gotta think about it critically and why solar power is important. And other texts that you read, the books that you find in the library, read critically. Alright, remember at the beginning I talked about that our story was an expository text. An expository text often includes facts and information about a science topic. Raise your hands if you agree that this was about science. Everyone's hand should be up. Why? Is this about science? Yes, it was, because we talked about the Earth. Alright, hands down. Everything. Alright, it often includes text features such as photographs, captions, headings, and a sidebar. Did this include headings, captions, photographs, and a sidebar? Raise your hands if you agree. Everyone should be agreeing. If we looked at our sidebar that said "Go Sunshine," the big captions were in blue. Big blue print, and we had photographs of the solar panels for us. Alright, I can tell that solar power, here comes solar power as an expository text because it has science facts and information, and it has a sidebar that presents how the author feels about solar energy. Do you think put your thumbs up, wait until I say go. Do you think put your hands and a thumbs up if you think the author thinks that solar power is good, and thumbs down if you think he thinks it's bad. Alright, Mark, get set, go. Way to go. I see everybody has a thumbs up. So he agrees that solar energy and solar power is a good source to use. Can anybody find a detail in the text that tells us why he thinks that solar energy is good? Raise your hand when you find the text that you guys think solar energy, the author supports it. Madeline, you can read that out loud. Read it out loud. So does solar energy run out?
Yeah.
No. That's the fossil fuels that run out, right? So I want you to turn and tell your partner reasons why you should use solar power. Alright, Mark, get set, go. Put your thumbs up if you think it has text features. Leo named one text feature and its own on the board. You want to call a friend? Alright. How about captions? Captions are a text feature. And the captions were what color in our text? Blue. Awesome. Jonathan, what's another text feature that is in our repository text? Pictures. Those pictures of the sun and solar panels. Okay, great. And also in repository text we have headings and sidebars that we looked at. So that shows us that an expository passage has text features. Alright, this question is a little bit more difficult. Why does an expository passage have text features, but a fiction story does not have text features? So turn and talk to your shoulder partner of why an expository passage but fiction books do not. Now what you say for Yes, Brittany. Chicken chip. We're gonna come together. Awesome. Okay. Hannah, why do you think expository passages have text features, but a fiction story does not?
Because expository passage has real things and fiction stories not.
That is the correct answer. Expository texts are about real information, so solar power is real and factual, but fiction stories such as Cinderella or A Furry Little Pig, those are fiction, so we don't need the captions or the sidebars to tell us that it's factual. Okay, now with your shoulder partner, you're going to reread the story or use the story as a reference. Thank you. And you're going to identify text features that are found in the story, such as headings, sidebars, captions, and pictures. And on your packets that I gave you, right here, these packets, you are going to answer the questions on this second page, where it says the title, genre, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions on this page. So when you flip it open, after on the back of your word doc. And you guys are going to work with your shoulder partners. So it's the shoulder partners, and I'm going to have her run and answer questions. You have to be quiet.
I've been working on this, but I talked with Emily and her signed off. Mr. Emily. I'm going to talk to her quickly. He's going to watch this.
Okay.
This is Here's a few weeks ago.
Alright, so in your textbook, we're going to turn to page 398. And I'm going to have the hippos and the manatees over here. And then the llamas are already over here. And we're going to be working in a small group. And we're going to be writing an opinion paper. Our opinion paper is going to voice how we feel about the topic of solar power. You're going to write and share your feelings on the topic. So you're going to write, how does solar power make you feel? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? And you can use the textbook as a reference and refer back to the story we just read, Here Comes Solar Power. While you are writing, ask yourself these questions. How does the author feel about alternative energy? Or how does he feel about solar power? Or what details does the author give us to support his opinions? And find details to support your opinion on solar power. And remember to always identify an opinion and details that support it. So always support your evidence on what you think solar power is. Okay? So use your textbook as a reference. Do I have any questions?
Oh.
Yes, that's your textbook, the Reading Wonders book. Alright, so write on your piece of paper, and if you have any questions, quietly raise your hand and I will stop, and I'm working with the llamas, so I will stand up and come over to you, and then I'm going to have a couple of the people in the hippos group share what they wrote their paper about, okay? Sound good?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, guys. You guys ready to write an opinion paper?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So let's come up with a combined thing. Do we agree with solar power or do we not agree with solar power?
I
do.
it's
Yeah.
like I know how you can use the sun with food.
Yeah, so we can write that in our paper.
Because if you have a cold pizza and you let it sit in the sun for a couple of hours, it might heat up. Because you can take a box of cardboard, put it outside, and put some or something and just have like foil and just sit it in a sunny place.
Okay, so let's put a thumbs up if we agree with solar power. So let's start it out.
Can we make our own sentence?
I'm gonna make us a bubble map that we can use, and then you guys can refer back to our bubble map, our friend organizer, to create your paper, okay? So let's start with, ready? I'm gonna have it here. I'm gonna write solar power.
Do we have to do that?
That's what we're gonna use as a reference, okay? So we have solar power. So why do we agree with solar power? What's the reason? What's the reason that we agree with solar power?
Solar power,
So it's from the sunlight. And what is sunlight? Is it natural?
yeah.
Sunlight because it's natural. And in our sidebar, yeah, it helps nature. So in our sidebar, we have that sunlight is natural.
This reminds me of like if you're home alone from school, like me and my brother, and like we live in my mom
Electricity. So what time of sunlight or what type of equipment is used for electricity? Solar, what do they call it? Panels, solar panels. And that was a picture in our book. So let's refer back to that picture. Everybody see the picture? Solar panels at the bottom. See the picture? Awesome. So solar panels are a source of our energy for electricity. So in our paper, we're now going to write that we agree with it, that solar power, we have solar panels that are used for electricity. And then we can also write that sunlight is natural. Yeah, you can start writing your paper in complete sentences. Remember. What else could be used for solar power that helps us support why we make Kendall? It does power a TV, and that's used for the solar power. So you can write that I would like my TV to be powered by solar panels. What is something else? Is sunlight available all the time or no?
No.
Well, during the daytime, is it available? So it's always available. I would write that it's always available. Does it run out? No. No. So it's still available. Does it cause pollution?
No.
What does cause pollution?
Garbage.
What are those chemicals called? Fossil fuels does not cause pollution like fossil fuels.
And like, my son's person lived on a farm, and he had to grow food, and he would need sunlight.
It does. So sunlight helps you grow food and it helps for electricity. Does it cost a lot? No. So
It's free. Like,
well, the sunlight's free, but we have to still pay for the solar panels, but they're cheaper because the sunlight, they're always powered. You don't have to pay electricity bill, so we can write cheaper. So you can put the word cheaper.
and the sun is not like
Try your best with spelling paper, okay?
no.
Does anybody else have any points? We have a lot of great points that you guys can look at. So I just have little blurbs that say solar panels, but you can write solar panels are good for the house because they can power things such as my TV or my stove or your or washing machine to make our clothing clean. Or the light bulbs in our house.
So, and the sun is very important to the earth, because if we never have the sun, this entire earth would be cold and dark.
The sun is important. So start writing your papers in complete sentences. Not 1, 2. I want to see paragraph 1, like Maria, Ashley, Kendall, Kyle. You can keep that like that and just start writing it down. I'm going to leave this here that you guys can use as your reference.
Is it like a
And you guys can add more points and then get back to the text that we read.
oh, this is like a story?
Yeah, we read this and here comes the stuff. Here comes solar power. Think critically about the text that you're writing.
Solar panels?
Hannah, Madeline, Kendall.
Kendall.